Hello, viewers. This is the YouTube channel Lex Consilium Foundation and the playlist Ensemble. I'm here in conversation with the senior advocate, Mr. V. Sudhesh Pai, who's a well-known jurist, an eminent author, and a highly respected counsel. His book, Legends in Law, we've been talking about because this is a singular effort which greatly would benefit the young law students and professionals. He, Mr. Pai, has spoken about some of the very eminent and heavy names in the Indian legal firmament, and in that today we are talking about Mr. C.R. Das. Mr. C.R. Das's contribution, Mr. Pai, you have said that in the matter of Sri Aurobindo, the defense of Sri Aurobindo was said to be soul stirring. Now, why have you used these words? Please explain to the viewers for their benefit.
C.R. Das came from a family of lawyers, went to England to take the ICS, but did not do that. Instead, turned to law, was called to the bar, and came back to Calcutta and started his practice essentially on the criminal side. Made a name for himself, but the real turning point was the case of Sri Aurobindo. That's the well-known Alipur bomb case. The case was very, there was a lot of passion, the national fervor. B. Chakravarti, about whom we spoke a little earlier, was engaged to defend some of the accused, including Sri Aurobindo. For some reason, Chakravarti did not continue his appearance, and C.R. Das, Chitta Ranjan Das, was asked to take up the brief, which he did, and did extraordinarily well. And this, in fact, became the breakthrough, the turning point, which brought him on the national scene, and Aurobindo was acquitted. To talk of that address as soul stirring, I think you must permit me to read
Kindly.
that address, because I can do no justice to what the great C.R. Das did. And this is how he summed up his defense, which I have said was soul stirring and essential in memory. My appeal to you, therefore, is that a man like this, who is being charged with the offense imputed to him, stands not only before the bar in this court, but stands before the bar of the High Court of History. And my appeal to you is that long after this controversy is hushed in silence, long after this turmoil, this agitation ceases, long after he is dead and gone, and these are those beautiful prophetic words, he will be looked upon as the poet of patriotism, as a prophet of nationalism, and the lover of humanity. Long after he is dead and gone, his words will be echoed and re-echoed, not only in India, but across distant seas and lands. I think no words except soul stirring would describe this kind of an address. And they were really prophetic words.
Very prophetic. You have said, therefore, quoting him, therefore, I say that the man in his position is not only standing before the bar of this court,
but before the bar of the High Court of
History.
Yes. And that was Sri Aurobindo, I mean, we all know. And we remember him even today, poet of patriotism, prophet of nationalism, and lover of humanity. All that C.R. Das spoke of him is very, very true.
Yes.
And he was acquitted. Many others also were acquitted. And to continue this sequence, this was the trial. And interestingly, the trial judge was an Englishman.
Okay.
Beecroft.
Yes.
Now, Beecroft and Aurobindo, the judge and the accused, were together at Cambridge for their studies. And interestingly, Beecroft got the highest marks in Sanskrit. Aurobindo got the highest marks in Greek.
Remarkable. What an achievement.
Yes.
Yes.
And after this,
Unthinkable.
and after the trial, the matter went up in appeal to the Calcutta High Court. The appeal was heard by a bench presided over by Chief Justice Lawrence Jenkins. That was another great case that the Chief Justice heard, a sensational case. And it was, of course, there were a battery of counsel, but Sri Das was perhaps the lead counsel. And in the concluding portion of the judgment, Chief Justice Jenkins pays a single tribute to the quality of advocacy of Sri Das. So that was the kind of person.
Truly remarkable. And apart from his achievement and his contribution in the field of law, Sri Das was also truly a nationalist, and he is said to have taken a very active, prominent role in the investigations inquiry relating to the Jallianwala Bagh case. And eminent people in their own right, like Sarash Chandra Bose, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and this Deshpriya Sen Gupta, your book brings out that they were his disciples. So please focus some light on this aspect of C.R. Das.
C.R. Das, it's truly said, was a jewel among lawyers and a prince among patriots. We hardly get a person of that caliber. His commitment to the nation and the national movement of those days was something unparalleled. He earned a lot of money as a counsel, his had large and lucrative practice. But when the call came, 1915, as you know, Mahatma Gandhi came back from South Africa, and then 1917, all the civil disobedience movement, etc., etc. Responding to the Mahatma's call, C.R. Das gave up his practice. There have been many other counsel who have been active in the legal profession with lucrative practice, who did give up and join the freedom movement. But in the case of C.R. Das, he totally gave up his practice and dedicated himself 100% to the freedom struggle. So much so that from a status of affluence, he was reduced to abject poverty.
Yes.
It was zero income, and every property that he had, he gave it to the nation, including the house in which he stayed. I understand, I don't think I have mentioned that in the book, but I understand there was a time when he had no shelter, he could have no shelter over his head.
So much of sacrifice.
So much of sacrifice. His son-in-law offered to give him some house, but the man had so much self-respect, he said no. He somehow managed somewhere. And if I am not wrong, the house which he had, the big house, is now in the heart of Calcutta, a hospital for, I forget for what, but it's a well-known hospital now. So that was the kind of sacrifice that he made. And of course, he was a leader in his own right. He was, as you mentioned, part of the Jallianwala Bagh inquiry. And then by
Tiger of
1920,
Bengal.
Tiger of Bengal.
Yes.
And by 1920, the freedom movement was in its full swing. He presided over the Gaya session of the Congress. He was the Congress president in the 1922 Gaya session. So that's also a very Congress president in those days is someone who is really remarkable. And C.R. Das presided over the Gaya session in December 1922. And all this, his sacrifice earned for him the title Deshbandhu. And among his disciples, as you mentioned, were Deshapriya, Jatindra Mohan Gupta, Sharat Chandra Bose, Subhash Chandra Bose. Subhash Chandra Bose, I think, was his political secretary for some time. And he had what they called the Triple Crown.
Yes.
He was the president of the Bengal Provincial Congress. He was the first elected mayor of Calcutta, and he was the leader of the Swarajya Party in the Legislative Council. The Swarajya Party is a kind of an offshoot of the Congress, a little right wing. So all the three positions Deshbandhu held together, and I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Mahatma Gandhi who said that now he has the triple crown.
Siddharth Shankar Ray was his grandson.
Grandson, yes, yes. Siddharth Shankar Ray was his grandson. Siddharth was less than 5 years old. Because Siddharth Shankar Ray was born on, if I'm not mistaken, 20th October 1920. And C.R. Das passed away on 16th June 1925. So the grandson was less than 5 years when the grandfather passed away. But there is an incident now that you mentioned, Siddhartha Shankar Ray. Basanti Devi,
Yes.
the wife of the Deshbandhu.
Yes.
And I remember I was still a student in the middle school in 1970 when we celebrated the birth centenary of C.R. Das, 5th November 1970. Basanti Devi was still alive.
She was alive.
She was alive. I understand she passed away in 1974 at the age of 94. So we remember reading her name in the papers 55 years ago. And seems Basanti Devi took the young boy Siddhartha Shankar Ray to Mahatma Gandhi.
Okay.
And Gandhiji, and of course, and Siddhartha Shankar Ray's father himself, as you would know, was barrister Sudhir Ray, a very distinguished lawyer in Calcutta. And I think Siddhartha Shankar Ray had some gold ornaments on him
Okay.
as a child. And Mahatma Gandhi said, "Give me all that. That's for the Harijan Welfare Fund. And promise me that you will not put any gold on your grandson."
Yes.
Of course, whether the promise was kept or not, I don't know, because I have myself seen Siddhartha Shankar Ray with a pocket watch with a gold chain. That apart.
Yeah.
But and then, so this is an incident where the grandmother took the grandson to the
Yes.
Mahatma.
Basanti Devi.
The Basanti Devi, yes, yes, Basanti Devi. He was Deshbandhu's daughter's son. I think the daughter was Aparna Devi, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Siddhartha Shankar Ray's mother.
Thank you very much.
And
Yes.
just to
Please
complete,
continue.
just to complete the story, it's a great, it's a sad thing that I'm sorry, that Deshbandhu passed away in 1925. He was not yet 55. He took ill and stayed in Darjeeling in Sarkar's home. I think it was called Step Aside.
Yes.
In
NN
Darjeeling.
Sarkar's home.
NN Sarkar's home.
Yes.
And NN Sarkar was the senior of Sharat Chandra Bose
Okay.
and a junior of his senior was Lord Sinha.
Okay.
Yeah, NN Sarkar's senior was BC Mittal. Yeah,
Okay.
BC Mittal senior was Lord Sinha, and Lord Sinha's senior was W.C. Banerjee.
Okay. Vomeshwaran.
Yes, Somesh Chandra Banerjee, the first president. of the
Founders
Indian-
of Congress.
Yes, and that's the pedigree.
Yes.
And Sharat Chandra Bose's junior was Chief Justice P.B. Mukherjee and Chief Justice S.R. Das.
Okay.
You can just imagine the kind of lineal tree. And Deshbandhu took ill and passed away at a relatively young age. Great tributes were paid to him. I think the Calcutta High Court Chief Justice Lancelot Sanderson paid him great tribute. Lord Birkenhead, the Lord Chancellor in England, paid him great tributes. And the funeral procession was led by Mahatma Gandhi. That's the kind of man,
Caliber
Truly-
of the man. Yes.
truly a Deshbandhu.
The position that he occupied on the national space.
See,
Thank you
yes.
very much. And these narrations and accounts, I'm sure they would inspire, they would motivate, and they'll remain an example in front of the future generation of law students. Thank you very much. This conversation will continue.
Thank you. Thank you.